we go now. Here we go now. Hello, everyone. What's up there? And welcome to today's episode of Flow with Jo. And I am your host, Jo. First, before we start the episode, I want to give a shout out to my Apple reviewer. Her Instagram handle is at Carla with a K _killing KILN _it. And I will plug her Instagram into the show notes of the description. Thank you so much, Kill Fitness, for leaving a super awesome review over on Apple. Guys, we have to fight for these reviews, and so I am so grateful to the people who take the time out to leave a review. And so if you would like to leave a review, I will also give your Instagram a shout out, because you never know when this podcast will blow up, okay? And I will have 5 million downloads. So just imagine 5 million people getting to know your Instagram handle. All right? So you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Thank you again, Kill Fitness. Find Kill Fitness on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. So I did not know what I wanted to speak about today. So I thought I would go into being aware, self-aware of controlling how we react to others. I had this instance go down at the park, right? You know, when you go to the park, you have the United Nations to worry about, you know, not even to worry about, but it's just like all types of children there, all types of parents there, all diverse backgrounds, and we never know what we're going to get when we go to the park. We never know what environment these children come from when we go to the park. And I saw my daughter set a couple of boundaries with this one particular group of girls at the park. And I was very proud because I've learned to be an observer at the park. That's hard. I get it. So I've learned to just be an observer and to watch how the children resolve their own conflict. It's a beautiful thing. And so I got to watch her set a boundary when a child kept calling her little girl. And it was pretty cool. I just sat back and smiled. I was like, look at my baby. I wish I was that brave when I was her age, you know? So, and once we got into the car, after we left, I made sure that I complimented her on that. So she knows she did a good thing and to continue to do it because that's healthy. And then came the parent of this child. And so it was my turn. How many of you, type it in the chat, have asked your child, you know, when they come to you and they say, Mom, this person's doing this, Dad, this person's doing this, and you honestly don't know what to do, so you tell them, oh, you know what, just go and play somewhere else. Right? I've done that several times. I'm having some connection issues with my camera, but it's okay. So I've done that several times, right? And I'm sure many of you have as well. But have you, as the parent, as the mom, the father, or the caregiver, done this before? And if you are a former gangster, former thug life, you got that street in you, it's kind of hard, right? So I got some former thug in me, okay? And I am grateful for the growth that I've had. And I love to see when I can control myself, have self-control, and be self-aware of that self-control. So the mom came And she was looking at me and she was like giving me that look like, so I was looking back at her, like in her face. I was like, do you have something you need to say? Do you have a problem? And she, no, I'm just coming to play with my kids at the park. Okay, because you've been in a car the whole time, so I didn't know. But if you have something you would like to say, you're more than welcome to say it. And the energy was bad, right? And the former thug in me, was having visualizations of a not so good outcome. And then the growth in me saw another outcome of me just walking away. Putting pride, putting ego aside, and having the self-awareness of the negative energy, having the self-awareness of nothing good can come out of this, having the self-awareness of, is this worth my time? Is this worth me getting upset over? Come to figure out it wasn't. And just so happens, the way God aligns things, my timer had just went off to leave the park. So I said, kids, come on, let's go. It's time to leave. And we got in the car. I looked at my child because I realized how hard it is to walk away. It's hard when you want to just stand up and say, what are you looking at me like that for? What do you want to do? Right? But it's powerful when you can control it and not let that person's negative reaction control you and how you react. That's powerful. When we got back in that car, I looked my child in the face. I said, I ask you all the time, if somebody's being mean, rude, for you to just walk away. She said, yeah. I asked her, I said, it's hard to do, isn't it? She said, yes, it is. I said, I know, I just had to do that. And I said, so I want to commend you on every time you choose to walk away from a negative situation or from somebody who's not being nice or mean, because it's very hard to do. And I got to experience that today. She was like, yes. And so as we went on with the day, I realized it was great. That person did not matter. It was pride and ego that was trying to get in the way. And sometimes we let pride and ego really get us into some troubles, unnecessary trouble at that. Unnecessary trouble. So choose how you react. Somebody else may be spewing what they're going through onto you. They may not know you. Just smile at them and walk away. Have some deep breaths in between that to calm down your inside emotions. If they are raging, calm them down with that deep breathing. And over the weekend, I was at a conference and one of my friends was speaking. Oh my gosh, guys, he is a dynamic speaker and 22 years old. And this young man can speak so fluently and has so much powerful things to say. But it's because he's practiced. And so he talked about practicing well, right? And if we practice our breathing when things are calm, it'll be a natural reaction when things are chaotic. You remember to just breathe. This is another thing that we teach our children all the time and something that we should be practicing as well. Don't let anyone else hold the key to your emotions and how you react. It's a very powerful thing to keep, is you controlling you. All right, that is it for today's episode. I hope to see you all back here next Monday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening to wherever you are tuning in from. And I'll see you back here next week on the Flow with Joe episode where we get our ick together. Bye for now.